Okay, back on the trails, but this time a bit more challenging what we've thrown ourselves into. So we've just started the Colorado Trail. So it's just under 500 miles, about 486 miles, that goes from Denver to Durango. Mainly follows the Continental Divide, and we're here in Waterton Canyon, our starting point. So as well as the distance, we've also got to do around 85,000 feet of ascent. So it's not a flat trail. And we're planning to take about 28 to 30 days of walking. But we're also planning a few, what we're called near zero days or 0 days where we're not going to be walking. And we kind of built 4 or 5 of those as we go along. Day one then. So fighting fit, ready to go both of us. And today we are doing about 16.5 miles. We at the moment are walking along Waterton Canyon. And we'll do that for about 6 miles before we've got our first climb up and over to Lenny's Rest and then down towards the South Platte River where we'll camp. First thing is the weather. Oh my gosh, it's like being in Scotland. This is supposed to be the Sunshine State. Look at it. It's cloudy, drizzly. I don't know. Do we bring the bad weather with us? But it is warm. That's the blessing, I suppose. So yeah, all very new, all very interesting. Second breakfast, well, actually first breakfast. Just below the dam. So I've done about 6.2 miles. That was precise, wasn't it? About 6.2 miles. And then I think it's now where we have to start going uphill. So I'm going to kind of leave this track and head up into the hills, which is exciting. Canyon well behind. We feel like we're kind of on the trail proper now. It's like a single track trail. Also doing our first proper bit of ascent on these lovely switchbacks up to Lenny's Rest. It's the kind of viewpoint there, I think. But it's really quiet. I feel like talking in a hushed voice. It's lovely. This is Judith at Lenny's Rest. Resting already.
Resting at Lenny's Rest.
We've just done our first ascent. It felt alright actually. I mean, the trails are lovely, so it's nice and graded, it's great. And the forest's so quiet, it deadens all the sound. So yeah, lovely start. We've had a quick lunch stop and about halfway up this ascent now, but it's really lovely. There's all sorts of mixed woodland here. I kind of originally thought we were just going to be walking through sort of pine, but lots of, I think it's oak, but really pretty. Pitched up, tea's on, or brew's on, do this chilling, sat in a
that maybe a
Set the bear canister. Yeah, no, lovely spot actually. The river is just down at the bottom. You can't see it from here. But it looks like at some point it's going to... Well, there's some rain forecasts, so we're quickly going to get our tea and then we'll get into the tent ASAP. We're underway with day 2. So this morning we've packed up our camp, crossed the Judy Gaskill Bridge, named after the lady who was really one of the driving force of the Colorado Trail, and now we're on a pretty steep climb just to get the old legs working first thing in the morning. So last night was a bit of a weird night. We had our tea and then it just started to drizzle a little bit, so we thought, oh, we'll go in the tent, have a little lie down, and that was it. We were spark out till 5 o'clock this morning. But it did rain pretty heavily during the night, consistently, so everything was rather wet this morning when we got up. So that tent, whew, yeah, I can feel my wet tent in my bag. Feels a bit heavier this morning. But anyway, it's supposed to be another cloudy day, which is good because we're crossing what's known as the... Oh, what's it called? What's it called, this bit, Judith? Do you know? I think it's an area that's very hot and not very well protected. So I think we'll be glad of the cloud cover. Just had second breakfast and past the quite impressive chair rocks, and well, the second part of this morning should be a little bit easier. We've done most of the climbing now for today, but the trail's great, lovely trails, really easy to walk on, and even the ascents that you've got seem to be fairly well graded, so yeah, really nice. So we've just stocked up on water and had our lunch at the firehouse behind me, which is the only sort of place for water in about 10 miles. So anyway, we stocked up on water and now we are going to head towards a little scraggy trailhead. We've just left a little scraggy trailhead on our last section today. We have about 5 more miles to do. We're just a bit concerned with some rather black clouds in front of us. So we're hoping we're not going to get an absolute deluge. This is really pretty, lovely little woodland here we're walking through. Really nice. It's now looking very black in front. Well, that thunderstorm arrived, and now this is about as bad as things can get, really. We had to put up a wet tent in the absolutely pouring rain. The pegs didn't go in the ground very well because it's quite a soft ground, so they kept pulling out. So it was just a bit of a nightmare, really. But anyway, we're in the tent. We've got our dry clothes on. And we're just hoping the weather's going to stop raining before we have to turn in tonight, because we've got a couple of jobs I'd like to do outside. One of them being pegging the tent out properly. But anyway, these are the challenges that get thrown at you. Yeah, just have to ride with it, don't you? Have to ride with it. A pretty damp start this morning. Everything's very damp. But fortunately, the rain stopped to, I don't know, about 8-9 o'clock. And I think we both got a decent night's sleep, really got some sleep. So we're having our evening meal this morning. I'm just trying to get a few things dried out. Day 3. So that was quite a challenging night, all in all. We certainly had a difficult couple of hours between getting the tent up, getting the tent organised. I mean, the tent was soaking wet. But as I said, actually we managed a decent night's sleep. Got some decent food down this morning, got a nice hot meal this morning, and packed up and ready to go. The tent was a bit of a mess and the rucksacks feel heavy, but oh dear. So anyway, today is a beautiful morning, absolutely glorious. There's not a cloud in the sky, although as I say that, I've just seen one. Nearly a cloudless sky, and the air just feels lovely after all that rain. So we've got a slightly shorter day as well today, and I think at the first opportunity, if we find a bit of a clearing in this forest, I think we'll get stuff up and dried as quickly as possible. Breakfast time. We've got about everything that we have hanging from various things, laid out, trying to dry out as quickly as possible. Just taking a quick 5 minutes in this glade. We've just filtered some of the water here to have a drink. It's nice and cold, it's lovely. Because this afternoon the water's a bit scarcer, and also we know that we've got a lot of uphill to do. It's quite a steady uphill, but it is uphill. Having a spot of lunch, we are just about to enter the Lost Creek wilderness area. It's roasting hot, I tell you. Temperature is right up, and that's quite a long steady climb we've done, and we've done about a third of it. So this afternoon it's going to be a very steady afternoon, I think. Nicely up to the top where we're going to camp. We're actually going to camp over 10,000 feet, so we'll go over 10,000 feet today. So this is Judith doing a permit to enter the Lost Wilderness area. Don't have to pay, but it's just so they know how many people are using it.
Your headache though, brain freeze.
So we're on a pretty tough climb here, right at the end of the day, after a lot of day climbing, but we are just now going past 10,000 feet altitude. There you go, Judith, 10,000 feet. We've reached the top of the ascent at this spring, 10,600 feet. It's been a long climb, but now pretty much downhill all the way to camp. So we're now leaving Lost Creek. I don't know what we thought about Lost Creek.
I won't miss it. Apart from the